On today's episode of Outdoor Oklahoma, we're going to learn about the great deer hunting opportunities available on two of our largest public areas, the Honobia Creek and Three Rivers Wildlife Management Areas. Stay tuned to get all the information you need to enjoy Southeast Oklahoma's deer hunter's paradise. From the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation, Outdoor Oklahoma.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Outdoor Oklahoma, and joining me on today's show is Jerry Shaw. Jerry, you're the program supervisor with the Wildlife Division, and I think you've spent a night or two on a deer spotlight survey, in your career.
Yes, sir.
The sights and sounds that you've been seeing at the top of the show are of exactly that, a spotlight deer survey being conducted down in the southeast corner of the state, Honobia and Three Rivers Wildlife Management Areas, and we're going to learn a lot more about those two areas. But Jerry, 100 years ago, deer were virtually wiped out here in Oklahoma, except for that southeast corner. Yes. Why did they make it through in that area?
Really, terrain is probably the key there, Rich. It's really mountainous and rugged. A lot of closed canopy forest. There's a lot of areas that's just sanctuary for deer that they can get back in, and hunters simply aren't going to find it.
Right. Well, it's a neat area in that that's an area that has had deer seasons virtually unabated since 1933, right, when those were established, and a lot of generations of deer hunters that take advantage of those areas. We're going to now learn lots more about those two areas from Dakota Christian, who is the biologist for the Honobia and Three Rivers Wildlife Management Areas.
This area down here has been known for, you know, great whitetail hunting, and that dates back 50 years and longer. And it's always had one of the best deer populations as far as, especially buck to doe ratio. We have a buck to doe ratio of 1 buck for every 2 does here, and that's exactly what you're looking for when you're managing for quality trophy whitetails. And our deer population is better now than it's ever been, and that goes back to our spotlight surveys that we do annually. Every year, between August 15th and September 15th, we start our annual deer spotlight count surveys, and what we do is we'll just take our data from past years and compare it each year, and so far it's been on the rise every year since the WMA started, since the route started on the WMAs. Our numbers are of average deer per night are 5 times as much as they were, you know, just 5 years ago. And basically, if you look at our data from our land access fee permit sales, it averages out to be about 1 hunter per 48 acres last year. So pretty much you come down here and hunt, and there's a chance you're going to have right at 50 acres, you know, around you to yourself. There's the hunting pressure we do get hunters that come down, especially primitive and rifle season, that hunt the areas, but the areas are so large and the terrain is so ever changing that it's easy to get away from the hunting pressure. And we've also got 4 walk-in only hunting areas. 2 of those walk-in areas, the gates never open, they stay closed year-round. We try to manage for better deer in those areas, and it's for the more serious hunter. One of them is about 1,500 acres, and the other one's roughly 5,500 acres.
We're going to hear a lot more, Jerry, from Dakota Christian, the biologist, down on the Honobia and Three Rivers area about the hunting opportunities found on those 2 areas. But why do we conduct the deer spotlight surveys during the summertime?
Basically, Rich, it's so that we can get some herd information, some basic density information. Okay. We'll look at buck to doe ratios. We'll also look at fawn to doe ratios. So the summertime, we've got those fawns that big enough that they should be with their mothers, and we can identify them. I
guess typically they're born in the month of June, and so they would be, you know, later on in the summer, August or so forth, they're going to be a little bit bigger than, or quite a bit bigger, I guess, than when they were born. Trophy deer. I know the axiom that we've told people for years, and I believe that this is true, and you have data to support this, that a trophy deer can show up just about anywhere in Oklahoma. But from a number standpoint, there's certainly a bunch of trophy deer that come from the southeast corner of the state and have for years and years. Why is that?
We mentioned it earlier, Rich, and that's the terrain. It's just rugged. It's fairly difficult to hunt. So those deer down there get a little bit of a chance to grow up a little bit. They're able to mature, and the more mature a buck is, the better likelihood is he's going to
have age. Right.
Absolutely.
I see. Well, good information, and actually we're going to be seeing some of these trophy bucks after we come back. We provided a video camera to Dakota last deer season, and he had an opportunity to catch up with some very successful and happy hunters, and we're going to see that right after this week's Outdoor News Report.
This morning woke up, probably about 5:30 I guess, got around and got out there to my tree stand. Pretty quiet morning, a little bit of rain coming down. I really wasn't expecting to see much. And probably about 7:15, 7:30 I guess, he came in behind me. Probably got within about, probably less than 50 yards from me. Thought he caught wind of me and just kind of thought he was going to run off, and instead he come around in front of me. And I managed to get a shot off at him. Myself, I've come down here for probably the last 15 years, every year. We always enjoy our time. It's a good time to get out. You don't have to worry about a whole lot of people being out here. There's so much land that it seems like everybody has their own little spot that they can be, and it's just kind of a good, relaxing time.
There's usually about 8 or 10 coming out in our camp every year. Me and my dad and my brother and 2 of my uncles, aunt, uncle's wife. So we have a pretty good camp, and we have a couple of friends every once in a while show up, want to come down, and we just take them out hunting as well. The permit system is good. It gives the opportunity of everybody that doesn't have a place to hunt private land to come out and just enjoy the surroundings. You know, I think there's 200 200,000 acres that they can come out and just enjoy and camp and just take in all the scenery. And there's lots of hardwoods and lots of open places to harvest deer everywhere. And it's a good experience for the family, and it's a good experience for everyone in the whole family and friends, and just to come down and just have a good time.
Well, I just slipping along the edge of one of these new cuts up here, and that's where we've been seeing deer. And I seen this one right here slipping across it. I don't know if he's trailing a doe or just looking. And I just eased up there and got me a good rest. He's a couple hundred yards away, and he stopped, looking back kind of toward me, so he knew I was there, and he didn't run or anything. And I just put one in him and dropped him right there. That's about the way it went. But I see deer bigger than this, at least one or two a year bigger than this one right here. They're here.
Well, Jerry, as we saw the interviews there, these areas produce some nice bucks, and that probably will continue in the future, right?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why that should change.
Right. Well, let's switch gears now, Jerry, and talk about something that is it's kind of the new thing out with deer or deer hunting, and that's trail cams.
Yes.
Are trail cams a viable deer management tool?
Oh, absolutely. There's some scientific surveys that can be done with trail cameras, as well as just recreational use. If you want to know what's on your property, it's a good way to find out.
Well, I know some guys that, I mean, this is almost become as big of a hobby as actual deer hunting, seeing what's on their trail cameras. And actually, Dakota Christian, the biologist there at Honobia and Three Rivers, has been putting out some trail camera on the area and has got some nice photographs. Let's learn more.
Last year we kind of started a new promotional idea on the management areas. We started getting some trail cameras. We've had one company donate us a few cameras, and we put them out at certain spots starting in about midsummer, and some of them are on mineral licks, some of them are at watering holes, just crosses, regular crossing scrapes. And what we've done is created a link on our website at wildlifedepartment.com. You can go to and view the current, up to that year, trail camera photos from Three Rivers and Honobia Creek WMAs. And we check our cameras once a week and try to update the website every chance we get with new pictures. And it kind of gives you an idea of if somebody was new to the areas, didn't know much about it, wanted to check out some of the quality of the deer, they'd be able to check out some of them by going to our website and looking at the last year's and this year's trail camera photos. Trail cameras have kind of taken over in the past few years as a big aspect of deer hunting. More and more people are doing it, and it's a great way to keep up with certain deer in certain areas. And certain places, they actually do surveys with trail cameras. And there's nothing like going and checking your trail cameras every week and not knowing what's going to be on there. You may have all does and fawns for a month, and then it's that one day that you go check it a week later, and you've got the deer you've been after, you've been hoping for on there. And it helps you. You're able to scout and not be there, and it's excellent for that. Really both areas, Three Rivers and Honobia Creek WMAs, both, they offer a wide range of habitat types for pretty much any type of hunter. We've got clear cuts for someone who wants to hunt a real open area, hardwood bottoms. We've got ridges, a lot of draws, and just mixed pine and hardwood mainly. And we've got thick young pine plantations. So really there's something for everybody when it comes to deer hunting on the management areas. To access the Honobia Creek and Three Rivers Wildlife Management Areas, Residents must obtain an annual land access fee permit, which is $40, and the age exemptions is 18 and under and 64 and older is exempt from the permit, and non-residents have to obtain a $85 annual permit. There's no exemptions. That gives you access, and it goes from to 280,000 plus acres for a calendar year. Purchase it in January, it's good for from January through the end of December. Both the management areas are also open for the statewide youth deer gun season, which opens up in the middle of October. And the cool thing about the management areas down here, with the buck-doe ratio being as good as it is and our population being as good as it is a kid has the opportunity of taking a doe for their first deer, or it could be a buck of a lifetime. You never know what's going to step out. This is just an untapped resource as far as hunting and fishing goes. This is one of the most beautiful places in Oklahoma, with all the timberland and all the streams and things we have down here. You could come down to the Three Rivers and Honobia Creek WMAs and spend a lot of time and not see half the ponds that we have down here. All the ponds that we have vary in size. Some of them are close to the roads, and other ones are a little bit of a hike and a lot harder to find. We have so many ponds, and they're so widespread and scattered out that you can come down for your 14-day camping limit and never see even close to half of the ponds we have. You'll see just lots and lots of deer tracks around a lot of the ponds. They use them for watering, especially early season when it's still hot, early bow season. Some of these ponds we have natural salt licks around them. You can just walk around the ponds and you'll find a dugout spot where the deer has pawed the ground, and it's excellent hunting. Come down, and it could be great for early season scouting. A serious bow hunter might want to come down and fish some of our ponds and take a look at them, and he might be so intrigued he's going to come back in October for bow season and want to hunt. The cool thing about it is residents of Oklahoma, if they're under 18, then they're eligible to hunt during the youth season. They don't have to have a permit to hunt on the management areas, and whoever's accompanying adult will have to have the permit. But it's an excellent time to do some scouting, getting ready for the primitive and the rifle season.
Well, Jerry, what a great place to go. Residents, $40 per year. Non-resident, $85 a year for nearly 250,000, or in excess of 250,000 acres. Pretty good value.
Absolutely. There's excellent muzzleloader hunting, rifle hunting, and don't forget about the youth season opportunities. It's a great place to introduce a youngster to the sport of deer hunting. Tradition-rich area of the state. If you talk deer hunting, Oklahoma, southeast is where it all started.
That's it. What a great place to take a kid hunting. Well, folks, we're out of time. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Join us here each and every week on Outdoor Oklahoma.